If you're trying to decide between a slow cooker and a pressure cooker, the answer isn't simply that one is better than the other. They solve very different cooking problems. One is designed to take its time and turn tough ingredients into tender meals while you get on with your day. The other is built around speed, using pressure to cook food much faster. So before you spend money on either one, let's look at how they actually work, where each appliance shines, where they fall short, and which one makes more sense for the way you cook. And if you enjoy practical kitchen comparisons that help you buy the right appliance instead of just the most popular one, subscribe to Home and Kitchen Finds. Let's get into it. The biggest difference between these two appliances comes down to how they cook your food. A slow cooker uses low, steady heat over several hours. You add your ingredients, choose a setting, and let the appliance gradually cook everything. That's why slow cookers are so good for things like beef stew, pulled pork, chili, soups, beans, and tougher cuts of meat. A pressure cooker takes almost the opposite approach. It seals the cooking chamber and builds pressure, which raises the boiling point of water and allows food to cook much faster. A meal that might take 6 or 8 hours in a slow cooker can sometimes be ready in well under an hour in a pressure cooker, depending on the recipe. There's an important catch, though. Pressure cooking isn't necessarily instant. The appliance needs time to build pressure, and after cooking, you'll usually need to release that pressure before opening the lid. Even so, it's dramatically faster for many meals. When it comes to convenience, the slow cooker has a serious advantage. You can prepare your ingredients in the morning, turn the cooker on, and come home to a meal that's essentially ready. There's no need to stand over the pot or constantly check the temperature. This makes slow cookers particularly useful for busy households. They're also forgiving when it comes to recipes. Soups, stews, beans, shredded chicken, pulled pork, and tougher cuts of beef can all benefit from long, slow cooking. Another advantage is that the long cooking process can help develop deep flavors and tender textures, particularly in meat-based dishes. The downside is that you have to plan ahead. If you suddenly realize at 5 o'clock that you forgot to prepare dinner, a slow cooker isn't going to rescue you very quickly. And because the cooking process is so gentle, some foods simply aren't a good match. You won't get the same browning or crisp texture you can achieve with other cooking methods. When speed matters, this is where the pressure cooker really shines. If you want to make beans, rice, tough cuts of meat, stews, soups, or other dishes that normally take a long time, pressure cooking can dramatically reduce the cooking time. Modern electric pressure cookers also tend to be much more versatile than traditional pressure cookers. Many models can pressure cook, slow cook, steam, sauté, and keep food warm, giving you several appliances in one. That means you can brown your onions or meat in the same pot before pressure cooking the rest of the meal, which can reduce both cooking steps and cleanup. Pressure cookers also make more sense when you're someone who doesn't always know what you'll be eating several hours in advance. There are a few things to keep in mind, though. Pressure cooking has more of a learning curve. You need to understand how much liquid to use, how to safely release pressure, and which ingredients should be added at different stages. Some foods can also become overcooked if you're not careful because pressure cooking is so fast. And while modern electric models have multiple safety systems, there's still appliances that use high pressure, so you need to follow the manufacturer's instructions. But what about flavor? This one is a little more complicated. A slow cooker has an advantage when you're making dishes where long cooking helps break down meat and combine flavors over several hours. That's one reason slow-cooked stews and pulled meats are so popular. Pressure cooking, however, doesn't automatically mean less flavorful food. Because the cooking environment is sealed, there's less evaporation, so moisture and flavor stay inside the pot. The bigger difference is the cooking style. If you want that classic slow-cooked texture and don't mind waiting, a slow cooker has the edge. If you want flavorful food without spending most of the day cooking it, a pressure cooker is incredibly useful. Now, let's talk about ease of use, because this is where your personal cooking style really matters. For pure simplicity, I'd give the advantage to the slow cooker. There's something almost foolproof about putting ingredients into a pot, choosing low or high, and walking away. Pressure cookers have become much easier to use thanks to preset programs and digital controls, but there's still more to learn. You may need to adjust cooking times, understand pressure release methods, and pay attention to minimum liquid requirements. Once you understand how your pressure cooker works, though, it becomes much less intimidating. So, which one should you actually buy? If your priority is convenience, and you like preparing dinner in the morning and having it ready later, choose a slow cooker. If your priority is speed, especially for meals that normally take hours, choose a pressure cooker. If you love making stews, pulled pork, chili, soups, and tender meat and don't mind planning ahead, the slow cooker is probably going to make you happier. If you want one appliance that can handle pressure cooking, sautéing, steaming, and sometimes slow cooking as well, an electric pressure cooker gives you considerably more versatility. And there's one more thing worth considering: your cooking habits. Someone who works from home and enjoys preparing dinner slowly may get more value from a slow cooker. Someone who gets home late and still wants to cook beans, meat, or a hearty dinner from scratch may appreciate the pressure cooker's speed much more. So, which one wins? Honestly, neither does across the board. The slow cooker wins for simplicity, hands-off cooking, and long, slow recipes. The pressure cooker wins for speed, versatility, and turning time-consuming ingredients into meals much faster. And if you have the space and actually use both, they can complement each other surprisingly well. A slow cooker can handle the meals you want waiting for you at the end of the day, while a pressure cooker can step in when you need dinner much sooner. The best choice isn't the appliance with the longest feature list. It's the one that fits the way you actually cook. If this comparison helped you decide which one makes more sense for your kitchen, give the video a like and subscribe to Home and Kitchen Finds for more practical product comparisons and buying guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.